Good morning, everybody. We are going to be working a bit with hips today. So you want your blocks, and you would, if you have it, a strap would be great. And it's just going to be roughly hips width apart as far as how big it is. And we'll adjust once we get there. So just go ahead and put a loop in your strap. So you'll have that ready to go, and then you can set that aside and sit well. So maybe move the flesh out from the sit bones. Maybe you're sitting up on a blanket or up on a block. And I thought I would start by reading. I had such a hard time choosing what to read today because there's so many good poems in here. This is that book I talk about a lot, Donna Fald's Go In and In. And so I thought I would start with one. If you read my newsletter, I had that whole analogy on boats. And Donna Fald's has a poem here about using the analogy of fishing, and it's called Gone Fishing. You seekers of truth, cast your nets beyond the mind. Bait your lines with longing and let love be your lure. Watch and wait. Be patient while your bobber sits on the surface and it seems the expedition is for naught. That which you seek is out of sight for now. But here's the captain's guarantee. If you can have no goal but being one with the waves and the sunlight, if you can welcome equally the marlin and the minnow, your catch will be bigger than your dreams. When you draw up the nets and reel in the lines, your mind will have to open wide or simply stop to receive such riches as these. And I love that poem because it reminds me that sometimes I have to just sit and wait and be open to what comes instead of always trying to reach or force things to happen on my time schedule. So with that, maybe close the eyes, let the hands rest very gently on your lap. And take the breath in nice and deep and exhale it fully and feel your whole body come center on your mat, your mind, your thoughts, everything coming back to the center so that we don't push away the external stimulation, but we just allow it to be part of this environment while we move closer and closer in. And feel yourself breathe in. Breathe out, and maybe notice any tension in your body that you could let go of. Feel the shoulders both at the side body, the head gently pressing back into alignment. And continue to both soften while you become more alert, more awake. And maybe some of you can picture being on a boat fishing, even if you don't like to fish or eat fish, just being out on the water with the waves and the sun, knowing that soon all of those answers will be revealed. And then if it's okay for your neck, let your chin drop down to your chest and just feel that stretch behind the neck, maybe into the upper back. Try to keep the shoulders at the side body. Try to keep the elbows near your sides. And then as if you could dive down to the floor, and again, be mindful, depending on how you're seated and how your back is, as you drop your head toward the floor. And then as if you were going to scoop something up with your nose, I get all these images here, lift your head, round it back, and then tuck chin as you scoop down toward the floor and lift up. And then curl in, a little weird seated cat and cow. Lifting up, lift the chin a little bit, and then curl it all back as if you're making a big circle with your body. That's it. Just 3 more here. Just go slow, starting to warm up your spine, starting to move your body. That's it. 1 more right here. And then find yourself back in the center. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, left hand goes down, right arm goes over. We're stretching it out. Remember that left shoulder soft and roll back so it's not rolling forward, not hiking up to your ear. Feel that stretch and then lean over the left knee. Circle that arm, take it all the way up. Let's do 2 more. Go slow. Find those stretches. Lean over the knee, slide it. Good. Last one, stretch and reach and circle. Keep the arm up to the ceiling. Take the other one up and switch sides. Start with just a really gentle side stretch here, pressing down through the left hip as you reach the left arm. Big deep breath. And then 3 times, nice little circle here. Just stretch all the way up. Good. And this is 2. And last one, stretch. Take that arm up, reach the other arm up. Imagine that you're holding a ball between your arms and just squeeze isometrically. Oh, I should like center little Buddha here and squeeze, squeeze the little Buddha. And breathe. I don't know about me today. Take those arms out to the sides, turn the palms forward and bring them forward, shoulders width apart. Pull the shoulder blades back and then squeeze the ball again. So just getting some warm up here in the shoulders. Soften the fingers a little bit. I realized I was like overextending. So squeeze the ball, don't over squeeze the fingers. Turn the palms down, lower them a little bit and pretend there's a ball on the floor and push that ball down. Whew, keep the chest tall, keep the shoulders wide. Good, release, take them all the way up. Take the hands together, bring them to your heart, interlace, reach up everybody, stretch over to your left. Careful here, circle all the way, take it up, good, go the other way and circle. Right, you can just feel your whole body going, oh yeah, I'm waking up, good. Last one, going over to the side, reaching up, press those hands in front of you, round your back, tuck your chin again, and breathe. And then take the arms up. If it's okay for your neck, look up, don't drop the head back, please. Just look up to your level and let it go. Ooh, that feels good. That feels good. That feels good. All right, straighten the legs. Let's get those babies warmed up. Flex your feet, find Dandasana. So really nice, strong engagement of the quadricep muscles, those thigh muscles. The hands come down beside you. Press gently into the floor. So as we activate the upper body, right, the hands press down or fingertips, depending on the length of your arms. But we want to keep this nice and tall. So a little bit of tone to the belly, gentle press of the floor as the legs engage. You got it. Take the arms up optionally. If you lean back and round, then the hands stay down. Breathe. You got it. Feel this nice length of your whole torso. Lift your right leg if you would like. Well, I shouldn't even say, who likes this, right? Nobody likes this. If you want, lift your leg. Good. And then bend the knee and tap. And then tap, tap. Yep, a little bit of hip work. Here we go. Breathe. Good. 3 more. Last one. And then push it out. Lift tall, everybody, and lower down. Shake it out. Getting those legs warmed up. Good. Same thing. Start in a traditional Dandasana or staff pose. And then feel that nice energy here. You can almost lift those heels off the floor. Good. Hands stay down or arms reach up. Tone the belly. Lift your left leg. Hold. And then tap for 10. Here we go. Reach and breathe. So the further over you reach, the more little stretch of that hip. Yep. Good. We're almost there. Last 2 coming up. And press it out and lift. And lower down. Good. Grab one of your blocks. Take it between your thighs. Have it on the narrowest setting. Squeeze your block. And if that narrow setting doesn't feel good, feel free to take it wider. Squeeze your block. Hands come down to the floor. And I want you to just straighten the legs. Again, as if we were in Dandasana. So good squeeze of your block. Your hands are just supporting you. So wherever they are for you is okay. And then very simple, just bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Yep, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. Couple more, squeeze it in, straighten, squeeze it in, straighten. Last one, squeeze and straighten. Squeeze your block. Bend the knees so that they're more 90. I'm going to change mine to that second with that. I think that's going to feel better for me. Bend the knees so you're more or less at 90. I can show you here. I mean, this, I guess 45. So squeeze and feel that. Again, hands are supporting you. So lean back, but keep the chest lifted. Squeeze your block. And release. And then squeeze your block. Release. Yep, squeeze. Release. This is 4. Squeeze. Release. Last one, squeeze and hold. Now lift up your chest, everybody. Lift. Squeeze that block. Take the arms out as if we were doing boat pose. So if you lean back a little bit more, you get more core work, but don't sink back. Don't drop back. Keep the chest lifted. Squeeze your blocks. Block. Breathe. Maybe one leg lifts. Whoo. Yep. And lower. Maybe the other leg lifts. And lower. Let's take the first one out. Whoo. Squeeze your block. And down. Take the other one up. Squeeze. And down. And then lift all the way up. And let go. Roll it out, everybody. Good. So we're still here. We still got that block. We're going to take the fingertips back. We're going to roll the shoulder blades back. We're going to press the elbows back if we can. And then take the feet off the floor. And breathe. Squeeze your block. Arms out. Find that. Squeeze your block. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let go. Maybe round over that block and stretch your back. Good. Then take your block and put it between your shins instead of between your thighs. And then roll back. For most, you're probably at second width. That keeps those feet kind of separated from each other, but then squeeze your block. Squeeze. For emphasis, squeeze. And then take the fingertips back, open up your chest, lean back, squeeze your block, tone your belly. And breathe. Keep that. Take the arms up, open up your chest, lean back a little bit more if you want a little more work. Yeah, right? Watch the head, watch the neck alignment, keep all of that in the correct plane, right? Ears and shoulders lining up, and then lift up a little bit, squeeze your block. Take the hands to the floor, see if you can lift your feet. Woo, release your hands. Weird, right? Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let go. Ah, good. Take your block out. Grab your strap. You've got your strap in a loop. Take that loop through your feet and up to your mid thighs. And then just make sure it's tight enough that you've got really good purchase without the knees going past your hips. And squeeze and notice the difference. Okay, so it's really interesting to me when we do hip work to notice what happens when we engage inner thighs versus outer hips, outer thighs and hips. So press against your strap and breathe. And then release the press and reach. Good, release. Stretch it out, press it out. Feel the outer hips working, everybody. Release. Let's do 2 more. Press out. Keep your chest nice and tall. You certainly can bring hands behind if you want. Release. Last one. Press and hold. Flex your feet. So again, I'll just turn a little sideways. So I'm reaching against the strap. The hands come behind. The chest lifts. The legs lift. So, right, real tempting to just splay those feet out, but try to keep them about equal distance. Again, a variation of boat pose, but push against the strap. Keep your chest lifted. Notice how that feels in your body. I know it's early. Whoo, and release it. Shake it out. And then take the strap and slide it down to your mid shins. Try not to put the buckle on your skin. It just doesn't feel good. There's space in between the legs for that. Press those legs away from each other. Like I'm actually pulling my feet away from each other. Feel this, right? It's like, oh yeah, baby. Breathe. So when we're talking like mountain pose or even downward facing dog plank pose, if we isometrically are pulling the heels away from each other, this is being activated. You can feel that right here. So again, hands behind, just lift the legs. See if you can find that balance. If you can, let go of your hands and breathe. Ooh, yep, hang in, hang in, hang in. Press against the strap, everybody. Woo, and let go. Holy moly, just straighten the legs for a second. Shake them out and then grab a block. You're gonna take the block between your thighs. Okay, I've got it on the narrowest setting because that's the only way it's gonna go with the strap around my shins. Bend your knees. So you've got good purchase on the block. You've got good purchase on your strap. And I want you to get the sensation that you are not only squeezing the block, but you're pressing away the legs, the lower legs. Okay, so it's kind of an interesting thing. Lean back, open up your shoulders, lift the legs. Woo. Squeeze your block as you press the legs away from each other. Woo, come into boat pose. And breathe and feel your hips. Holy moly. Keep pressing against the strap. Keep pressing in a little bit toward the thighs. Feel that and release it. Woo, good job, everybody. Take the block out, straighten the legs, shake it out. We're almost done. Bring that strap back up to your mid thighs. Take the block between your shins. I think you might have to go second level or second width with the block between the shins to make this work okay. Not everybody, but that's what I find. Bend your knees, hold on to your block. I know you can't see it, but it's there. Lean back, press, lift. My strap's a little too tight. Good. So again, we're finding this little bit of difference. The block at the shin is mostly a spacer because I don't really want you to squeeze the block, but I want you to press out, lift up, find your pose, already core work, right? First thing in the morning, breathe and lower and pop that block out and take the strap off and set it aside. And turn yourself around and let's come to table pose. Have a block near you. We're going to use that pretty quickly. But let's start in table pose and just a few cats and cows. So again, just kind of warming up, releasing your spine. When I do cat and cow, I tend to like to roll those ribs too. Feels really good to me. So maybe you have a spunky cat and cow and you're just moving it around a little bit more. And breathe. And then come to neutral. Press your right leg out. Lift the leg. Bend the knee to your ability. Squeeze that back hamstring. Level out the hips. Thank you, Judy, best you can. And then bring the knee toward your chest. And then press it out, but leave the knee bent if you can. And squeeze it in. And lift. One more right here. Squeeze. And lift. Turn the knee out to the side. Yep. And then bring it to your elbow. And press it back to a wall behind you. And squeeze it in. Press it back. We're only doing 3. Press it in. And back. And then lower it down toward your other knee and just lift straight to the side for 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and lower down. Good job, everybody. Maybe you sit back for a second. Maybe you stretch it out. You'll find out why I only did 3 in a minute. Because small's coming. Plant your hands. Other side, tone that belly in. Press back the left leg and lift. Tone the belly. Here we go. 3 to chest. Bring it in. Keep the knee bent if you can. Squeeze it in. Press it out and back. 1 more. Squeeze in and press out. Take it to your elbow. And then keep the knee bent if you can and back. It doesn't have to be a big bend. And reach it back. Last one here. Squeeze it back. And then lower it to the other knee. And lift straight to the side for 3. 1, 2, and 3. Woo, lower down. Maybe you sit back. Maybe you shake out your wrists. Know what feels good for you. I'm gonna turn myself around. Good. Hamstring work. Back of the leg. So 1, you're gonna do exactly what we just did. No block. 2, you're going to take that block behind your right knee. So we've done variations of this. We've done block that's to your sit bone, but this time I just want you to squeeze it behind the knee and then hang on to it. Okay. If it drops, don't worry about it, but see if you can hold it there. So we're working with the hamstring on this leg. Squeeze it in, tone your belly, lift your knee. Here we go. 3 to chest. Squeeze it in. Press it out. And 2. Yep. And press. Here's 3. Press it out. Turn it to the side. Squeeze that block, everybody. Bring it to your elbow. 1. Press it back. And 2. Press back. Here's 3. Press back. Lower. Straight out to the side for 1 and 2 and 3. If you can hold that 3, hold for 1, 2, and 3. Lower down. Woo! Sweet, sweet, sweet. Turn it around, shake it out. Now, if we're on hands and knees, you know, if your wrists are chatty, you can always do that soft fist. Just be really mindful because you don't want your wrist to collapse. So if you can keep those wrists straight, you can do this the same way. Okay, here we go. So it's behind the left knee. You're squeezing it in. Here we go. Lift up. 1 to chest. And 2. Squeeze it in. And 3. Squeeze. Take it out to the side elbow, and then reach the leg behind you if you can. Squeeze and reach. Third one, squeeze and release. Good, down to your knee, straight out to the side. 1 and 2, that block wants to get away. 3, hold for 1, 2, and 3. Lower down. Take the block out for now. And we'll plant your hands. I know. All right, already in the room. We got people wanting child's pose. My goodness. All right, tone your belly. Lift your leg. Take the left elbow out as the right leg reaches. Find your breath. 4, 5, elbow to knee. Squeeze it in and reach out. This is 2 and 3. Woo. And 4. Yep. Balancing table. 5. Reach out. Lower down. Shake out your wrists. Find your breath. And let's get that other side out of the way. Reach back, lift up. Squeeze the belly in, reach the right arm out. And for 5, bring it in and out. 2 and 3. Woo. And 4, you got it. And 5, reach, hold, lower down. Bring your right foot forward. Take your hands to your knee. Woo. Open up your chest, open up your shoulders. Feel the back foot press down. Feel the front heel pull in. And notice as you pull that front heel in, it weirdly engages the back thigh. I find that very interesting. Take the left arm up. Breathe. Maybe take the left arm over toward the right side a little bit. So getting deeper into psoas. Find your breath. You got it. And then reach the arm up. Take both hands to the floor. Listen up. So you're going to walk your hands toward your left and then kickstand your back knee or your back foot in. So you're making this really weird kind of 90 angle with the back leg, 90 degree angle with your front leg. From here, pause here. Your butt is not leaning forward, it's pressing back. Tone the belly in. If you're okay here, stay here. If you're have some room to go to elbows or block, okay? So just a big old hip stretch, everybody. Whoo, yeah. This should feel okay on knees. If it doesn't, please change something. Pause, dropping those hips into toward the ground, feeling that deep stretch, especially for that front foot hip. And then press into your hands, lift up. Take your right hand to your right knee, lift up, left hand to hip. Press the knees away from each other. Yep, you got it. Take the arms out, front and back. Big variation of warrior 2. Take your front forearm to your front thigh and reach your left arm up and overhead. Breathe. Good. Take that left arm down back. You might be able to slide it down to the base of your knee and reach up, reach over. Good. Take it up. Hands come back to the floor. Kickstand that knee back to center. Walk the hands back. And then you're just gonna switch sides. Most of us, I think, can just switch sides. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have my back to you in a minute, but it's easier than flipping around. So hands to knee. Open up your shoulders. Tone in through the belly. Take your right arm up. Soften the shoulders down and feel this nice stretch through the front of your back leg. Maybe pull the front heel back isometrically and feel how that engages legs even more. And then just take the arm to the side a little bit. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Try to relax the neck while keeping it in alignment. Good, and then take the arm up, take the hands to the floor. Your left hand goes inside and you're walking those hands toward the right corner. And then kickstand your back knee so that you're more 90-90. Pause here and just see how that feels in your body. If it feels okay, you want to go a little bit deeper, drop down to elbows. Yeah, and just kind of check it out. If we rush, you know, right? If we rush, I really feel weird having my butt to the camera, so I'm turning around. If you rush, you lose depth. You lose the opening of the body. So just going to hang out here for a second, and maybe the hips sink a little bit just to feel that nice stretch and sensation in the, particularly in that front hip. All right, press into your hands. Take your left hand to your knee and take the torso up. Arms come out, gaze over those front fingers. Work with the legs here, right? Imagine for me, I'm just trying to squeeze that front heel back and it really activates the hip. From here, forearm to thigh, reach the arm over, variation of extended side angle. Big deep breath, everybody. Stretch that side body. And then you take that top arm, reach it down your thigh. You don't have to go all the way to the floor. If you can, awesome. If you can't, still awesome. Find your breath. And reach up. Hands go back to the floor. Kickstand that leg, walk the hands back to neutral. Lift your right knee and step back, downward facing dog. And stretch it all out. That was a whole bunch. Open up the shoulders, lots of shoulder integrity, everybody. Good. So from here, I want you to walk the feet up like 1 foot length, one of your foot's lengths. You're going to bend the knees when you need to, and you'll know. But then re-engage through the shoulders. It's like you're really short downward facing dog. And then walk the feet up again. My low back folks, please be mindful here. This might be too much. Try not to move the hands. Squeeze in through the shoulders, soften the knees, and breathe. 1 more foot up. It's getting harder and harder. Breathe. So you're more in a forward fold now than anything. Find your breath. Bend both knees, sit way back, way back. Hands come to knees, and we lift up to standing. Good. Shake it out, roll it out. Oh, yeah. Good. Everybody breathe. All right. Little bit more knee stuff. Sorry about that. Take the legs wide. Let's play with the goddess pose. So arms go up. It's kind of like a 5-pointed star here. If you look at your feet, they're both heading in the same direction. Notice I didn't say they're both out at a certain amount. They're both heading in the same direction. So you decide for your hips what feels good. And then the arms come out. Slowly, we're going to drop to a squat. Elbows come in. How deep you go is totally up to you. Good. Slowly lift up. We're like, somebody will watch this video with no sound and go, wow, what happened to the video? And lift up, squeeze. Down, slow. And up. Good. 1 more, just as slow. Take it slow. Keep the knees pressing out. Hold your pose wherever you are. Hands come to knees. Open, or thighs, open up the shoulders, but tone in the belly, right? We don't want to just poke that behind out and dump into our lower backs. So we're here instead. Just breathe. Can you feel your torso straight up from the center line, right? So you're not forward, you're not leaning back, it's straight up. 1, you're here. 2, you've had enough. Straighten those legs. 3, the creases of those hips, draw deep back. Now you're staring at the floor. Press the knees out. Hands come to floor. You decide how deep you want to go. If this is just awful for your knees, I know I got a couple of my sweethearts out there with knee problems. Just straighten your legs. Don't do the squat part. Breathe. Still okay. Some of you are going to be able to drop torso. Hands go behind the ankles. Find your pose. I warned you, this is hip day. Hip day. Breathe, hands to floor. Everybody straighten legs. Turn your toes forward. Breathe, squeeze the imaginary beach ball between your thighs. Arms out to the sides. Come on up. Exhale your hands to your heart. And then let those hands go and step forward. And breathe. So we're going to do another thing. We haven't done this in a long time. Some of my gals here have done this with me before. And it's kind of interesting because at first you don't think you can do it. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, I can do that. So take your feet a little bit wider, but not as wide as you just were. And bend the knees. And we're going to start easy. We're going to start easier. So your hands are at your hips. And all I want you to do is lift one leg and set it down. Now the set down part is important. I don't want you to like, bam, right? I want you to lift and set it. Lift and set. Good. Lift and down. Woo, and down. Now, if you want the little squat in between, that's awesome. That's perfect. But if you don't worry about it. Lift, and you don't have to lift high. Lift, down, one more, both sides. And down, lift, and down, and then stand up. So if that was really tricky, it's like, how do I get balance and lift? Then stay here. If it was not so bad, go a little wider. This is, for me, more challenging. Don't go super wide because you will have no leverage. Bend your knees, hands to hips. I always feel like, I don't know, like a Jolly Green Giant or, you know, that kind of thing, right? So we're gonna start seeing if we can get that leg off the floor. So lean and lift and squat. Lean and down. Lean, yep, and down. Lean, down. The slower you release, the harder the work. And down, up, down. We got 2 left after this. Down, up, down, up, and down. Good. And bring the legs together and shake them out. So imagine that you are in your house and you go, if I'm in the living room and I want to go to the kitchen, what if I went, right? Like, you have to have fun with this stuff. You're like, I'm just going to make my way to the kitchen and I'm gonna, gonna kind of get there, right? And then your family members will go, whoa, what's wrong with her? So take the legs, same distance you're with, bend the knees. And we're going to just do kind of quick little up, down, up, down, up, downs, okay? In this weird position. So you're up, 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 up. More the knees are out to the side, more the knees. And I swear, I don't know where this stuff comes from. Breathe. And last one. And sink if you can. Now, again, my knee people, you be most of the way up, squeeze your butt, squeeze your legs. Otherwise, here we are. Some of you are going to be here, some of you are going to be higher. Some of you with no pain, see if you can go parallel. Yep, breathe. Belly's toned, your torso is high. Breathe, push up. And heel toe in. Oh, woo, feel those legs, everybody. Isn't that exciting? Grab your block. Squeeze your block. And just, so, right, we do all that work and then we just kind of go, okay, let's just bring it all back to center. Yeah, right. It's just like, okay, try not to lock out the knees. You can be straight, but try not to pop them back. Yes, good squeeze here. Good. Your right hand, if I'm mirroring, just slides down your leg. The left hand slides up toward your armpit. And slide the other way. Go slow. Slide. And center. Slide. Good. One more. And slide. Bring it center. Watch your backs. Big hinge from the hips. Squeeze your block. Really lengthen your torso. Reach the hands forward so that your fingertips barely touch and come into forward fold. Your knees can bend as much as they need to. That's it. Big deep breath, everybody. Good. Soften both knees, hands to knees. Good. Let's just sneak in a little chair pose here. Sneak it in. Find your breath. Squeeze your block. Don't over squeeze. If you over squeeze, you'll just tighten your low back. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up and let go. Good job, everybody. Take your block out. Right. So when we're talking about just in general strength, in general functional strength, what do we do every day? How do we get ourselves to stay strong throughout our lives? I just, squats is just one of those of working with the hips, all that stuff for me is super, super important. So you're just going to take your little baby strap, your little baby loop, carefully step through it. And then bring it again to mid thighs. And then take the feet out as wide as you need to get purchase, right? So that you feel that strap pressing into your legs. Your knees are soft. Now, the trick here is to not let the elbows, don't let the elbows or the knees drop in. I want you to press those knees out and breathe. And just hold for a second, just breathe. Feel that tension, that like, I'm gonna work this, and then feel how the glutes engage, how the outer hips, that tensor fasciae lata muscle, those dancers muscles right here, how they start to reach. Draw the heels out. And then imagine that both feet, if these were my feet, are turning out to the sides. Just isometrically try to pull the toes out to the sides. Yep, keep breathing. Just notice. And then release. Slide the strap down to your shins. I'm going to tighten so that my stance isn't quite as wide. Be very mindful from a balance standpoint. If you want to hand at a wall, feel free to do that. And then squeeze against those that strap. So notice, right? A lot of times in yoga classes, you'll hear a teacher say, no, I'm doing it the opposite way. So never mind, forget it. I was going to say teachers will say shins draw in, but it's because the feet isometrically draw out. It brings the shins closer. But if I say shins in and we're pressing out, that'd be so confusing. So just think about it. Where are you feeling this? As you press against the strap and as you try to take your toes out a little, isometrically, where you feel it, right? For me, it's all right here. Yeah, good. And then keep the tension, hinge at your hips. Maybe the fingertips come to the floor. Maybe you're just halfway down. That's okay. Hands supported on your body. Push against your strap. Now imagine you're squeezing a block between your upper thighs, right? We did this already. Breathe. Bend your knees, but sit way back. Hands to knees, lift up, chair pose. Notice how that feels. Find your breath. Yep. And then stand all the way up. Good. Release, take that strap away. Woo! Good. And then a little bit of it's sort of balance work. So again, if you want a wall near you, that's okay. We're standing nice and steady in mountain pose. Take in what we just did, right? Imagine that the inner thighs are squeezing a little, but the feet, legs are pressing away from each other. The toes are trying to splay out to the sides. Feel how that activates the legs, mountain pose. And breathe. Hands to hips. I want you to lean into, I'm going to mirror here, but lean into your left. Take the right leg out to the side. Doesn't have to go far. If balance is tricky, a toe to the floor is fine. Toes point forward. Don't turn them out. Breathe. Take the leg back behind you, but don't arch the low back. Squeeze your butt. Lift your chest. Bring the knee up to your chest. Press it out if you can. And lower it down. Shake it out. Mountain pose. Squeeze against the strap. Imaginary strap, block, all this stuff. Lean into your right. Take the left leg out. Whew. And breathe. Find your still point. You can use the arms. They don't have to stay on your hips. Squeeze the leg back. Breathe. Keep your chest tall. Breathe. Woo. That leg forward. And release. Shake it out. Tell me you don't feel this. The standing leg is really getting the work. One more, both sides. Stand tall. Squeeze your belly. Shift into your left. Take the right leg out. Toes point forward. Good. Listen up. We're going to take the leg forward like we were doing a circle. And then we're going to squeeze it back. You can tap down at any point. One more big circle. Whoo. And down. Shake it out. Good. Find that nice flat spot on your yoga mat. Shift into your other leg. Squeeze. Take the leg out to the side. Good. When you're ready, take it forward like you're making a circle. Down through center to the back. Squeeze. Out to the side. Forward. And back. Shake it out. Wow, 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 wow. Grab your strap. So when we do hand to big foot pose, standing pose, tricky little booger. Again, wall, awesome. Chair, table, desk, whatever's near you. Awesome. Strap is optional. And I'm going to show it with the strap to start. You could be on or off your yoga mat. So if I take my strap and I put it around my left foot, and then I'm not going to make it tight, but I'm just going to snug it. Because I don't want it to be too floppy around my foot. And then I'm going to hold that strap with if it's around my right foot, my right hand. Your left hand goes to your hip maybe, or it's out to the side. Bend your knee and just bring it up. Maybe your hand walks down the strap a little bit. So here's what I would like to see is a torso that stays upright, okay? If you're good here, stay here. Just explore this balance work. Stand tall on the standing leg. If you want to play a little bit more, the leg goes either forward or out to the side. Try not to overextend the arm. Try not to overextend. Bring it forward and lower it down. Now, take that strap out. So that was with strap. I find this strap harder for me, but I also can extend out without it. So I want you to decide. Other option, I didn't give it because we're going to do same leg second time, is hand behind the thigh. I should have said that initially, and then extend out, okay? I love that from a stability standpoint. So either way, strap, no strap, thighs, or hand to toe. We're going to start solid. Bend your leg, bring it up, same side leg. You're either going to hold your thigh, your shin, or your big toe, and then you're just going to stand really tall. Maybe your opposite arm goes out and you're going to see if your balance is there. If you're ready, you're going to extend out. You don't have to go straight. You can stay bent with your knee. Breathe. Bring it forward. And release and let go. Shake it out. So all that hip work that we did in the beginning, right? Core work that we do in the beginning allows us to do this balance work with a lot more definitive ability, because we're strengthening the muscles we need to get there. All right, so strap around your other foot. Now, I'm mirroring here, but for me on my left side, it's not as strong. So it's going to be interesting, right? To see what happens. Stand tall. When you're ready, find your focus point, bend the knee. Maybe you walk that strap up. Squeeze into your standing hip. When and if you're ready, extend out. Breathe. Maybe the leg goes to the side. Keep standing tall in the standing leg, everybody. Bring it forward. Bend the knee and let go. Round two, strap, no strap. You decide. So the strap is awesome. Here's where the strap is really, really helpful. And I'm going to do my strong side just so I can demo without falling. If you're here and that extension out causes you to do this whole collapse thing, that's where that strap is awesome to allow the leg to extend, even if it's not high, even if it's down here, right? If you're holding the strap. So the torso part is important. All right, let's switch sides. Strap, no strap, hands behind thighs. Beautiful option. Shift into your other foot. Bring the knee up. Hand is either to hip or it's out to the side. Decide if you want to try the toe or the strap. Extend. Extend out. Hold on. Wait for me. Extend out. And breathe. Take it forward. And let it go. I should only do standing poses on my left leg so that I can get it. All right. You should be feeling these hips right about now. Whew. I'll stand sideways. Take your left foot forward. Step your right foot back. Make sure your poses at hips width apart. Bring the hips forward. Hinge at your hips. Take your hands to your shin, not your knee, your shin. So either you're going to stay halfway, again, my low back folks, or you're going to slide those hands down. Maybe the hands reach the floor. Pyramid pose. Big deep breath. Nice length to your torso, everybody. Maybe the hands even walk forward. Maybe the hands are on your blocks. I did not cue that. Breathe. If your hands are forward, walk them up, bring them back to your shin, squeeze your legs and come on up. Step forward to step back. So once again, hips are mostly forward, right? Back leg is active. You feel this nice, wonderful pose, deep hinge at the hip. I did not cue the blocks earlier, but a block in front of you can be a really nice thing. Slide from your shin down or not. Hands come to the floor. Open up your shoulders, everybody. Maybe the hands walk forward to extend that torso even more. Breathe. That's it. So we make these poses accessible for our bodies, right? We don't force our bodies into the poses when they do harm instead of good. We make these poses work for us. And so whether you're halfway up or your hands are on your blocks, or you have long, freaky long arms like I do, I'm only kidding, but I do have long arms that can reach the floor, right? It's how we make that pose work for us. All right, firm up your legs and your belly. Take your hands back to your shin, slide them up, whoop, and come to standing. Whew, and shake it out. Well done, everybody. And then I'm just going to grab my block. Bring it up here. Start from the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Step back to downward facing dog. Have we even done a down dog today? We did? Okay. And just pause here if you can. Nice wrap around those shoulders, right? The legs extend, the arms are active. You have lots and lots of shoulder integrity, which means your back muscles are engaged and supporting your pose. The weight of your hands is not sitting in that outer pinky corner. They're sitting smack in the middle. Big deep breath. Tippy toes. Drop the knees. Good. And have a seat. Straighten the legs. Shake it all out. Roll the shoulders back. Good. So now, right, Dandasana doesn't feel all that bad once we've done everything else. Like, oh, Dandasana, that I could do. No problem. All right, you're going to bend your right knee. You're going to take that ankle above your left knee. Okay. And then you're going to bend your left knee any amount to come into a seated figure four. With all the hip work we've done, the kind of sneaky hip work, you're going to probably feel this stretch. So how much you bend this leg is up to you, right? Some of you have lots of hip flexibility. Your hips are made in a way that you can come up really high. Some of you are mostly down. Some of your knees don't like this and they're going to go below the knee. Okay. So even here, excuse me, is okay. Just find it for you. Let your hands relax for now. Maybe rock the baby a little bit. Try not to overreach that leg. If your arms don't wrap around your leg like this, don't worry about it. Just hold on to your legs here. Good. And then just come to center and sink in to this pose. So this is a lovely hip stretch for most of us anyway. We're just going to chill. We're going to find that kind of balance point in the leg. Optionally, you're going to hold on to the leg. Either you've wrapped the arms around and it reaches, or you're going to grab knee and foot and you're going to lift it off of your other leg and then straighten that into more of a Dandasana leg. So fired up, straight on, strong leg. Ooh, yeah. And just breathe. That's it. You know, and we get this nice perspective on keeping what we consider hard in perspective, right? Keeping it so that we go, oh yeah, this is hard, but no, not really, because I can let go anytime, right? So we just keep it in perspective and we understand that so far so good. We got it pretty easy. All right, that long leg, bend it. Set your ankle back on it, straighten the long leg, release the other leg, shake it out. Good, other side. So if I'm mirroring, your right leg is straight and firm, Bend the left, turn it, bring the ankle above the knee or below the knee. Stand up really tall, start to bend the knees. Check it out on this side. Often one hip tighter than the other. This side for me is tighter, so just gonna check it out. I'm gonna rock a little bit. Gonna breathe. Maybe I'm gonna come up a little higher, see how that feels. But take those moments to settle into the poses and feel them in your body. Like, okay, is this too deep, not deep enough? Where do I want to go with it, right? What I'm looking for is a stretch, and it doesn't have to be a big stretch. It can be just a soft, gentle, loving stretch for your body. All right, and then you decide, hold on to the leg either way, like this or like this is okay, or not at all. You're gonna lift off and breathe. That's it. Try to stay tall. You can lean back, but try not to sink back. Excuse me. Press down through that long leg. Make it nice and firm. That's it. And then bend the leg. Set your ankle on it. Let go. Slide it down and straighten. Shake it out. All right, so bend your left and step over. Option, your right leg stays straight or your right knee bends and that heel goes toward opposite hip. So that's going to be up to you again with your knee stuck. First thing I want you to do is sit up really tall, like your teacher would be so proud, and breathe. And then wrap it would be your right arm around and come into a twist. And just try to soften a little bit, a little bit. Just breathe. That's it. Release your twist and listen up. So those of you with a straight leg, you're just going to take a block and maybe drop your left knee onto that block and kind of hang here. Those of you with a bent knee are going to see if you can bring the knees together and come into cow face legs. Tons and tons of options here, one of which is to sit up on your block, right? So that raises the hips above the knees and it helps with the pose a lot. Other options, you stay more separated, you take that block under a knee and you just find where it works for you. Final option is if you can sit cross-legged, you just bring those knees closer together, more like a fire log pose. So however you want to do it is good with me. And then sit tall. Excuse me. Take a deep breath. Some of you are going to be here, some of you are coming out, and the rest of you maybe can drop forward. Another sweet spot for your block, right? Forehead to block. Coming down, just letting those hips stretch. Deep breath. We think about the poem that I read earlier. Sometimes we do just have to sit and wait. Wait in our yoga pose and see if the body will allow. Other option here, by the way, for some of my folks out there is to do a supine figure 4, so laying on your back. All right, if you're down low, press up. Easiest way to come out of cow face is to lean back, undo the legs, straighten them out, shake them out. Good. And then let's go to the other side. So bending your right knee, stepping it across. Lift up really tall. Option is to take that straight leg and bend it as well so that the heel is closer to the glute, but you're not sitting on it. This is also, by the way, a pose you can do sitting on a block. It just gives you more room. If I could be in front of you, I could show you that easier so I could see you. But lift up really tall, wrap your left hand around the knee and come into a twist. And breathe. Take a nice deep breath. Just let go, let go, let go. How does this pose feel in your body? Soften your jaw. Relax your face. And release your pose. Again, options if that leg is straight, or if you want to try to drop one knee on top of the other, cow face legs, or open them up. Okay, really take a moment. I know I'm not going in detail with this pose, so if it doesn't make sense for you, don't do it. You can even stay like this, more in that twist version, but then just roll forward, right? So no strain, no strain, no strain. And then just pause. Settle in. Let your sit bones settle down. Maybe if you want, you take the torso forward. You rest your cute little forehead on your block. And you let go. And you just see, how does it feel on this side? Am I too low, right? Am I getting too much sensation here? Good, one more nice deep breath. And then use your hands to press up if you are down low. Lean back. Undo your legs, straighten them out, shake them out. And then just take the heels of your hands and give your thighs a good massage. It's just feel, especially on the outsides, right? Maybe on the insides. For me, my tight areas are out. And so we just stretch it out. Good. And then bring your feet to the front of your mat. There's an optional Baddha Konasana here, supine. We are moving into Shavasana. So if you want just a traditional Shavasana, a couple things we can do. So if you want to do Baddha Konasana, please do it with your blocks so that it is restorative and restful. The blocks are either down by the knees. For some of us, they're up at the hip, which feels really nice. If you choose Shavasana instead, take the blocks to the base of the very top of the back of your legs and let the legs kind of fall over your blocks, which is very nice, very easy on the back. And then again, you can do both. You can start in more of a Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Pause there. Let that settle in and then move to Shavasana. So wherever you are, let it be that. Don't be anywhere else but here. Feel your body settling down into the yoga mat. Soften the jaw and the shoulders, the belly and the hips. Feel your breath move so softly through your body. If you are in Baddha Konasana and you would like your last few minutes to be more traditional, maybe you slide those blocks behind your thighs or not and straighten the legs. See if you can go softer still. For those of you who are ready, just take a little deeper breath. And as you let it out, let go. Fill your body with love and then breathe out that love. Bring the knees slowly, slowly to chest. Rock side to side, stretch it all out, everybody. Maybe a few knee circles there. And then slowly let those knees roll to one side or the other. Curl over to fetal pose. And then press all the way up to your seated pose. Bring your hands to your heart. And take a moment to just say a prayer for peace. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.